Hello and welcome to Pickin' Boots Facebook page. My name is Shannon Stefanacci, and today we are going to be talking about resin. A maker studio has just come up with a line of resin molds and crystal clear drying resin. So today we are going to create some fun projects. Before I show you what we're going to be working on, I have already taken the liberty to get a few items set up so you can see what they're going to turn out and look like, and then we will create our own. So without any further ado, let me just show you. Let me just split my screen real quick. Here we have it. This one so far is my favorite mold. I've used this one several times, so I thought I would share with you. These would make fantastic Christmas presents. You can customize them any way you want. For instance, this is already dried. Let me show you. Oh, my camera is frozen. No! Let's try that again. So some reason let's go solo on this camera. My zoom in camera. Let's see. Is it gonna work? There we go, we're back. So let me get that back. All right, so here we go. This is a mold with all of the alphabet. So what I did was I mixed my resin, poured it in, layered some of the flowers and some of the gold leaf. And now I have the whole alphabet. And let me just pop out. Let's start with the R. See how easily they pop out? So this is the R, and you can see the flowers that I added in there. Let's see, is that better? It's see-through, but there are some beautiful flowers. So there's one. Let's do this is a pretty one too. Let's pull this one out. Here's the M. See this? Look how beautiful that is. Now you're probably wondering, well, what the heck would I do with some resin letters? Well, you could obviously make a saying, do whatever, a cute stand on your dresser or a shelf, or you can turn them into keychains, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to just play for just a second. Here's my M, and I just ordered a bunch of these little keychains off of Amazon. They also have them at Michael's, they have them at Joann's, they have them everywhere, a little craft store. So a little keychain, and I have my drill here, and I'm just going to drill a hole, leaving me enough room to be able to get my keychain in here. Oops, I think I went down through to my table. So anyway, so now there's a little hole there. Can you see that? I'm going to go through one more time just to make sure it's clean. I want to make sure that I can get my keychain through there. There we go. And this is just that regular old keychain that everybody uses for their keys, and I'm just going to, you pry it open a little bit with your fingernail, and then you slide your finger in to kind of hold it open. And I'm going to run it through that hole, spin it, and now look, I have an adorable little keychain. And these will make fabulous Christmas gifts. You can even put them on Christmas packages with a little tag. You can make these into napkin holders. These would just be adorable. And you can see that I chose obviously the white and green flowers. You can do whatever flower color you want. There's also a little bit of gold leaf in this one. So, see how easy that is? We're going to go ahead and do it with the R, just in case you missed it with the M. Let me get the comments up here. Let's see if there's any comments. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm going to drill another hole within the R. And I'll take one of my keychains. Whew, that dust is going to make me sneeze. Again, I'm simply holding the keychain open with my fingernail, and then I'm going to stick it right through that little hole that I just drilled and run it through here. And there we go. Now we have another cute little gift for somebody with the name R. All right, so now we're going to show you, I'm going to show you how I made these. First of all, always when you deal with resin, you always want to make sure you're using gloves. So get your gloves on, and I need to get the kind that stretch because these are a little bit tough to get on, and plus I have a ring on and my fingers are kind of big and they don't really go on all that well. So we're going to do the best that we can here. All right. Now one for my right hand. Now it's very important to remember when you're working with resin, it is a chemical, and there are warnings on these labels, so when you're using resin, please use gloves. If you want to, use a mask. I have a fan running here on the side which is clearing the air, or use it outside. But you definitely want to take precautions when you're doing this. Okay, so a Maker Studio has all kinds of different molds, different sizes. There's soap dispensers, there's frames, there's these little silicone mats which are perfect. I was working yesterday and it dries, then you can just take the resin, it peels right off. Anything that I dripped, and I can just throw it in the garbage. You don't want to dump the resin down the sink. It'll stick to your insides of your drain, and you don't want that because you don't want to ruin your sink. So I always just wait, let it dry, and then I just peel it off because it does peel off really easy, and you throw it in the trash. All right, so when you're using resin, besides putting on your gloves, you want to make sure you're using equal parts. So you need to kind of predetermine how much you're going to need. Today we're only going to fill in the R and the M of the ones that we just made these beautiful keychains out of. So I'm just going to measure. Let me see my little. I'm going to go to 10 milliliters, milliliters. There we go. And I'm just looking from the inside because I can see the hash marks better on the inside than if I was trying to hold it up and do this. So I can see them perfectly right there. So I'm going to take part A and put it back. Now I'm going to take part B and I'm going to use equal parts. So as much as I put in with part A, I want to put in for part B. So and I'm watching the inside on the hashtags, the measurements for the milliliters. And once I have equal parts, this is very important. You want to make sure you stir really good. You want to make sure it mixes together. If you happen to use too much of A or B, where you don't mix it well, you can get, it can become very gummy and it won't dry. Just pick up, that's my drill mess. And you want to make sure that it activates together. So once you get it all nice and stirred, you can let it sit for a minute if you want to get rid of your bubbles, or you can take your heat gun and that will get rid of your bubbles. So I'm just going to keep stirring. Now on this one, I use mostly this pack. Let me put it down here. You can, these flowers are available on Maker Studio. I've included the link in the description of this video, or we have them in the shop here. We have, I think there's about 6 different colors. There's a purple, there's white, there's a pink and a red, and here's another one. This is a pretty one too. Look at this one. So these are just the dried flowers, what you use, and you can cut them up and put them in your mold. Look at this one. Here's a cute one. You can make earrings. How cute is that? You can make coasters. There's a soap dish. There's handles. There's all kinds of different ones that you can make. All right. I think we are good on that. So I'm going to put this to the side. Now when I'm doing this, I'm going to pour into the M here, right here, the M, because I already took the M out and we made the keychain. I'm going to just pour a thin coat to cover the bottom of the M. So let me go ahead and do that. What's nice about these silicone measuring cups is you can squish it, so when you're pouring it, it has a little lip. You have a little bit more control of pouring your resin. So again, I'm just pouring a nice light coat. And I'm just going to shake it just a little bit to make sure that that first light coat kind of spreads out into the M. Next is the fun part. this is where we're going to pick what we're going to use. So I have this purple pack here that I've been using. There's some purple flowers, but not only the purple flowers, is look at this beautiful, this leaf. How cute is that? So we're going to take some of this. I'm just going to simply break it apart. You pull, and then you can just stick it in. I'm going to kind of lay them, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to use, I can use a toothpick or any kind of sharper item and just to poke them down, because they will not always land flat or where how you want them. So, and I try not to put my gloves into the resin if I can help it, because then I just get it on everything out here. Let's see. So what I did was I have a baby wipe covering my screwdriver. That way, if I have resin on my gloves, it stays on the baby wipe as opposed to getting on my screwdriver. So now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just lightly push in the little leaves I poked in, I've dropped in there. See the leaves here? Okay, so now I have green leaves, but I want to add some flowers. I'm going to add some of these purple ones. These are really cute here. See these purple flowers? Now, they're a little big to fit in certain areas, so you can cut them, or you can just find the bigger area on your mold and push them down into there. I'm going to take this bigger one here. It's a lighter shade of the purple. It's almost pink. And I'm just going to cut part of the flower because I want to drop it in over here. So I cut this. So now I have half of a flower. I'm putting it face down so the pink part will be showing through on the front side of the M. And I'm going to do a little bit more right here. There's no right or wrong answer on how much decorative pieces you put in here. It's whatever you want. Alright, so I'm just going to push this down. Okay, now I have a choice. I can add more flowers, or look, there is also gold leaf, copper leaf, or silver leaf I can add on top. Let's do a little bit of the silver leaf because I think the silver looks good with the purple. So I'm just going to open some up and I'm just going to pinch a little off. And because I don't have a lot of resin on my gloves, it's really not sticking to my gloves, which is nice. And I'm just dropping it in the M. To me, I think it looks better if you use little flakes rather than opposed to big chunks. But again, it's your project. You can do it any way you want. All right. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to make sure that all of my decorations I added to my M are in and not hanging over the edge. And if for some reason you may have a piece of flower that will stick out, you can cut it when it's dried and then sand it down and then it is gone. But I always try to do as much as possible before it dries. So now with the resin that was still mixed up, I'm going to take the extra and I'm going to pour it over my M. So it's one thin coat of the resin, second is adding the decoration part, and then now I'm going to put the second coat of resin on top. Now you want to make sure that you fill your mold. You don't want to do too much because it can overflow, but you also, if you don't put enough, you'll get a little indentation. So pour a little bit in, let it settle, and then look and see if it needs a little bit more. And there you have it. That is how easy it is to make these. So what I'll do is I'll let that sit for 24 hours. Then I'll pop it out. Like, let's just pop out, let's do the Z. Because I don't want to get anything too close to the M because I don't want to disturb the M that we just poured. This one has some, let me see if I can get a darker background. Oh, let me get a white background. See if that's easier for you to see. Hold on. Is that easier to see? So you can see this one has some pink flowers and some green and some white flowers. You don't even have to use any of the decorative flowers at all. You can also use some of the alcohol inks and you can color them, or you can make them swirl. There's so many different things you can do. Today though, I just wanted to come on and show you how easy it is to use the resin and turn it into a gorgeous, fun Christmas Christmas gift for, like with this keychain. Again, you can get these little keychain rings. I got 100 of them on Amazon for like 10 bucks, so that was quite a deal, because when I went to Hobby Lobby, I got 2 for 5 bucks. So definitely, if you're going to make a bunch of these, you're going to want to go to Amazon and just buy in bulk. And see, so now I have the whole alphabet, and for those of you that are local, I am going to sell these in the shop because I have now the whole alphabet made. Anyway, and I'm sure I'll be making more because I do want to make some of these for Christmas gifts. I can see putting in, you could put mini Christmas trees. There's so much that you can add into these little pearls. It's whatever you can come up with. As long as it's in the resin and it's there, it will look pretty. So, again, the most important takeaway from this is when you're working with resin, wear gloves and have a well-ventilated area or a mask. I have a fan going, so it's pushing the resin smell away from me. And like I said, we carry these in the store. You can order it online with my link. There's a soap dispenser, earrings, there's handles, there's bookmarks. Oh, I don't have my example there, but bookmarks. There's a cool, it's about this big, and there's probably about 9 different bookmarks, all shapes and sizes. So if you know someone that's a reader, you want to make them a gift, these are great gifts. The resin bookmarks. Who doesn't need a bookmark, right? And again, we sell all of these beautiful flowers, or you can pick them up at probably any craft store. But this alphabet mold is here in the store, or you can order online. So if you have any questions about the resin, stop in the shop and see me, or you can direct message me and I will respond, or you can put in the comments. What I'll do is I'll pop a few more of these out, take some pictures, and I'll put them on. Last week we did that. I did that mirror. I have a ton of pictures. I have to post them. We had our open house last week, Christmas open house, and we were so busy with that I never did get those pictures posted, but I will post them on the leaner mirror. I added Would You Ben to a mirror that was part of an old Schiffer robe. I will get those on there too. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday. I was a little late coming on, purely because I had some relatives drive over from Miami and we went to lunch. So, anyway, you guys have a fabulous day, and check out the new Makers Studio resin line. You will not be disappointed.